let's talk about the music, spells and curses. If only you knew. I'm Shells. What?
I had to guess.
You had a guess?
Yeah, I had to guess. I didn't know.
Well, it is an easier name for a song title.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. I can say this without butchering it up. Yes! It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so before we go into the chat room, ask some questions. Spider, here's your segment to do this day in music.
Yes, let me go ahead and pull it up here, because even though I was talking about it, I was still not prepared. See, I get to my talking here, and I just get excited. You know?
You hear your own voice.
Here it goes. Okay, all right. Let's pick some good ones here. All right. Okay, here's a good one. In 1967, on this day, since we're talking about prog music, Pink Floyd released their debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Ah, look at that.
In most of the songs were penned by Syd Barrett. Syd is no longer around in this world, unfortunately. He was a great musician, had some issues towards the end of his life, as many great musicians do. But the album was recorded at Abbey Road Studios in London during the same time that the Beatles were recording Sgt. Pepper.
Oh, wow.
So
that's pretty cool.
Interesting
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bit of interesting factoid there. Let's see. What else 1984. On this day, Prince started a 24-week run at the top of the U.S. album charts with Purple Rain.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go. Tying it all up together. Very nice.
Arguably, probably the most fan favorite of his albums, mostly because they're, as Julian yesterday mentioned on our Prince tribute, it's full of the more tear-jerky kind of songs.
Yeah,
more the Prince ballady kind of things, where it's more the emotional stuff. But of course, it went along with the movie Purple Rain at the same time, and they complemented each other. So it kind of made sense.
I'd say it was more the movie coming out and it being a cultural kind of thing than anything else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look for one more here before we move on. Well, it actually was a slow news day today in this day. Like, not a whole lot happened.
Okay.
But here's one for Shells. Here's the last one for Shells.
Ooh.
In 1990, during a New Kids on the Block concert in Montreal, Canada, 3 armed robbers stole souvenir sales proceeds valued at $260,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of common. People stealing things from artists, jacking them off. So, yeah.
Yeah, fortunately. It happens to the big ones, it happens to the small ones. It's a common problem, sadly.
Yeah. Okay, in the chat room, we have Marjorie Delaney asking a question. Name a group or music you like that would be surprisingly silly or embarrassing.
For me?
Yeah.
Like a guilty pleasure kind of thing.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's going back to what I was saying about my music teachers kind of encouraging me to explore all music and doing it, with an open heart. I mean, I don't really have guilty pleasures, to be honest with you, but like, I'll tell you what right now. I have been teased by friends and band members for being a huge fan of Celine Dion. I think she's an incredible singer. I think she's fantastic.
Would
Celine
you say
Dion,
your heart goes on?
Oh, my heart goes on and on for Celine Dion. Yes. And that's the way it is. Yeah. But I guess I've also, I guess we could kind of turn this into a bullying thing. I've also been teased for liking Justin Bieber's new album, even though it's it's really good. I've heard a lot more people opening up to it. It's a really good album. It's got good dance music on it. Let's see. Yeah, man. I mean, like off the top of my head, I guess I'll stick with those two: Celine Dion and Justin Bieber.
Cool.
All right, and Spider, Mrs. Spider has a question you in the chat room about an album with Lenore. What? What? Now, what is that?
Leonard Nimoy.
Okay,
Leonard Nimoy,
I was pronouncing it right.
Yeah, back in the 70s, when he was kind of partially capitalizing on the success of his Star Trek character Spock, put out an album of ballady songs that were part originals and part cover songs of classic kind of ballad songs. Some of the songs that he sang were "If I Only Had a Hammer," which, you know, classic older song. But he also sang this strange little song about the Hobbit of Lord of the Rings fame. And for anyone who's interested in your extra little bit of weirdness today, first off, you have Shooter and Wailing Jennings singing industrial music. Don't forget that.
Yes, I still need the link for that, by the way.
I'll have to repost the link for you since it was in the last chat room. Mm-hmm. But also, you now have Leonard Nimoy's album, Highly Illogical, is what it's called. And it's from the 70s.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
And like I said, capitalizing on his Spock persona, he did have a couple of references to it in the album, either some spoken word stuff or something. It's been so long since I sat down and listened to it. It's one of those mood music kind of albums where you have to be really kind of in the mood for something silly and nostalgic. But just for the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins alone, the album is worth whatever you might pay for it. So those are my strange underground recommendations of the day for everybody.
And early in this show, we were talking about Prince's Love Sexy, so I'm putting that back in the chat room.
Great cover album. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, album cover. My bad.
Ooh, Prince has a video called Love Sexy. I want to watch that one after the show's over with.
Shells is lonely.
I am not lonely.
Well, you know, he's out on tour.
She has a curious mind. Let her explore.
Right. I am
free from judgment.
That's right. So don't judge, Spider.
I don't think I could wear the robe very well, so, you know, judging isn't really my style.
Wow! I was like, where's he going with this? Okay,
I don't
know. I've got the puns, and they're awful tonight.
He's here all night, folks.
Yes, sure.
Give him another
See, this is just about the time where that loopiness that creeps in from being up till
about that time,
3 hours a day. Yeah, it's scheduled for right about now.
Perfect, beautiful. See, if I wasn't talking with you guys right now, I'd probably be recording or writing something new. Because I don't sleep.
Oh, you don't?
See?
No, sleep is for the weak.
Which week? 1 out of 52.
Wow, Spider, you're batting 1,000, my friend.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's positive or negative, though.
I'll say positive. You're getting laughs.
Right. Yeah. So you, Spider, wanted to know the history of you.
The history of me.
Of the band.
Right. Well, I mean, I can tell you right now, there's no better authority to speak on the history of me than me. But
so you don't have to be like Pawn Stars and call in an expert?
Right. I could try to see if my mom would pick up the phone. I mean, I guess she might know a few things. But anyway. See, that's called a swing and a miss, and that's why we have you, Spider, because you're the guy who's batting 1,000 here.
There we go. See,
but yeah. With regards to spells and curses, what do you mean? You want to know like how we started?
Yeah. Just what got you really? I mean, how did you start with? You talked a little bit about how you had teachers in school, and that gives us some kind of thoughts into your background, but how did you really seriously get started on doing music on your own, and how did that lead to Spells and Curses?
Okay. Well, with regards to pursuing music, I suppose professionally, I can remember. I can specifically remember a moment in my life where I knew that this was my that this was going to be something I was going to pursue professionally, and that was back in back in college. It was my sophomore year. Yeah, I'm going to say sophomore year of college, and there was this class that I was going to take that I did take. But then it was just boring as all hell. It was like a biology class or something like that, or chemistry or something like that, and it was just boring. But I just remember going like, okay, well, this is kind of part of my major right now, so I could either go through with this or not. Well, if I don't, then what am I going to do? Well, I've been writing a lot of songs lately, and so forth, and one thought led to another, and I just really, a couple of weeks later, I couldn't really stand the class. And it wasn't so much the material as much as it was just envisioning where it would take me. And so I kind of just remember there was like a specific date for when